Big news right now. SEC charging Kraken for operating as an unregistered securities exchange, broker, and dealer. A lot of you may be concerned with this news. Rightfully so. I mean, this is, if you're a crypto holder, the unknown of what is happening now over and over and over again with this SEC war against crypto, it is kind of concerning for many different reasons. I want to break down this news, what it means. Many altcoins mentioned, and really, SEC really dug into these altcoins in this filing. I'm going to go through some of that, but remember, this has been going on for quite some time now, right? We're kind of used to tracking these headlines. SEC filing charges against Binance and founder CZ, SEC charging Coinbase for operating as an unregistered securities exchange, broker, and clearing agency. This was all the way back in June. We've been covering this story a lot, and we're going to talk about more about that in this video. SEC charging Ripple and 2 executives with conducting $1.3 billion unregistered securities offering. We know how a lot of these actually have been playing out, and SEC coming across some hurdles along the way. Let's start. I want to start here off of this news before we really dig into it. This is Ryan over on X. What the SEC is trying to do with crypto enforcement. If you agree with this, comment below. Hit the like button on this video if you agree with this. What they're trying to do with crypto enforcement actions against the likes of Kraken is demoralize an industry into leaving the country. Don't let them. Instead, end the careers. And he names a few. The Dem senators that enable this corrupt SEC chair, flipping the Senate to the GOP in 2024, is the only path to victory in the U.S. There's going to be a lot of people like, don't get political, Dan. This is such a political issue. And if you don't see that, you're not paying attention to very, very extremely simple data. Besides many other issues that the Democrats are bringing to the table right now for this country of America, this is one of them. And this is exactly what's happening. Even the timing of this. They sued Coinbase back in June. This is Ripple. They sued Coinbase in June. Now they're suing Kraken in November. This is a timing thing. This is a strategic chess move. This is all it is a political move. And it's just a really good point from Ryan over here. It is what it is. And so I want to start this video by just mentioning this is Brian Armstrong. And this was back in June after the SEC went after Coinbase. A long tweet, but he ended with, we'll get the job done. In the meantime, let's all keep moving forward and building as an industry. America will get this right in the end. And I just want to echo that right now. I mean, it is what it is, right? The industry as a whole is looking for clarity, and it's going through the courts. It's going through Congress, and there are many in Congress that are on the side of crypto, trying to fight against this shenanigans. I want to mention something, and James actually kind of says this complaint against Kraken feels like the same, and James is a Bloomberg analyst over here, feels like the same thing as the Coinbase suit to me. Notably, here's another list of digital assets that the SEC is claiming to be securities. Check out that first one, ADA. I cover a ton of ADA. I'm a fan of Cardano on this YouTube channel. We cover a lot of ADA. And if you go and you look, it does a whole write-up about ADA and the other cryptos that are mentioned. That's what I'm saying. They really dig in. So there's ADA. You can scroll down and down. Here's Algo. I think I saw Solana was being discussed. And that goes on and on. Conveniently, I just want to mention this. It mentions a token sale. They sold approximately 25.9 billion ADA in exchange for Bitcoin at what equates to an average. It goes on and on. I just want to mention the fact that what it doesn't mention is, and this is as it relates to Cardano. Cardano was launched. Its ICO was in Japan. And I actually tweeted a tweet, wasn't too long ago, in relation to this right here. Japan welcomes Binance with open arms as it launches with 34 tokens, of course, including Cardano ADA. This was in August. As many of you know, ADA had its fair launch in Japan. With its roots tracking back to an Osaka restaurant, Cardano has become a global top blue chip crypto. Launched in Japan, US investors did not take part in it in yen or Bitcoin currency. So none of that mentioned in terms of ADA, but put that aside, right? There's data that just very much explains very simply on the side of the law, which I think the judges will side with the law, that these cryptos are not securities. And I want to revisit this post, and this is from Stuart over at Ripple. And Ripple's had some nice wins against SEC recently, but this was back in July. I posted this. This is a 24-second clip. Check this out.
Not all roads lead to the SEC. Pretending to have jurisdiction when there is none is simply a political power play. It helps no one. It hurts everyone. Remember, a token by itself, not an investment contract, despite what the SEC would have you believe. I hope that helps.
It does help, just like that. It is a political power play. I just tweeted a little bit ago, SEC once again manipulating crypto markets with a baseless lawsuit against a good actor in crypto. This time it's Kraken, SEC doing everything but protecting investors. This is what just drives me crazy. They're putting so much uncertainty into these markets and they're spreading it out over time. It's a full-on campaign. It's a full-on attack against crypto, and they're doing it from this place that they don't have the actual right to do it. Some points as it relates to just this entire war and what's going on. If you remember this, I tweeted this. It's a long thread. I'm not going to read through it. This was in July. The judge in the pre-motion hearing was asking the SEC, you're asking me to focus on the assets themselves or on what's being done with them on the Coinbase. This is in the Coinbase case. The SEC says we're asking you to focus on the securities that Coinbase allows to be transacted. The SEC is clearly asking the judge to focus on a crypto asset. And this right now, what I'm reading is this is a reminder of something as we go through and we have to work through this situation and wait for this stuff to play out. But this is a reminder of something. This whole thing is compelling. What happened, what took place at this pre-motion hearing, because at the almost exact moment that the hearing was going on, XRP was being ruled not a security by another judge in a different case between Ripple and the SEC. A lot of people are going to be like, well, Dan, XRP is different than ADA, and XRP is different than Algo or Solana. And you're right, they are different. But I'll redirect you to that clip that we just saw somewhere of Stewart over there at Ripple explaining why these are not securities. And then the other thing I want to mention is this. The industry as a whole has the backing of a lot of people. During the Coinbase case, which is still going on, obviously, this was Meta Lawman back in August, basically saying 6 security law scholars filed devastating amicus brief in support of Coinbase. And so the same type of stuff and the same type of data is applying to, I think, the Kraken case that's just starting now. Not only has a sitting U.S. Senator, Cynthia, filed an amicus brief in support of Coinbase, but many other notable figures have, including 6 securities laws scholars. If Judge Fila, who's presiding over the Coinbase case, is seeking to be fully educated on depths of Howey, what do you think will happen when a sitting U.S. Senator, noteworthy crypto firms, and actual securities law scholars come rushing to defend Coinbase by offering information based on law? You and I, we can do really not much but just sit back and watch all of this play out. We're in the crypto space. We're looking for clarity. We're just looking to grow the innovation of the space. And you can see all of these people in these companies that are going on the defense, trying to do the same. And I'll end with this, because I think this is important as it just applies to the narratives. I tweeted this in August, basically what Coinbase said. And this applies so strongly to what is happening with Kraken now. They said, notably, SEC officials have admitted that 2 tokens traded on Coinbase, Bitcoin and Ether, are commodities rather than securities. When a purchaser buys Bitcoin on Coinbase, she has no fewer and no more contractual rights than a purchaser of Dash or ADA or any of the other tokens called out in the complaint. She is entitled to delivery of her tokens, nothing more. It doesn't get any more simple than that. That was addressed to ADA holders when I tweeted it, but this applies to everybody really in the crypto space, specifically all the ones mentioned in this new complaint from the SEC. And you can see the tokens right there, all of those listed. There's so much to this, everybody, and we don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you this. I genuinely think, obviously I think this is a political move, what's happening right here, and it's obviously coordinated, right? The timing of all of these things that are playing out. But I genuinely just think, from my perspective, from my education, from the data that I gather, and from the people that really know what they're talking about in this space, the law is on the side of crypto right now. And some of these points I just laid out for you. And I think judges like Judge Fila are seeing that. the judge over at the Ripple case, Torres, right? I think they're seeing this. And so I just wanted to kind of try and address this news with kind of some of these different perspectives. These are some of my thoughts also kind of in here, but let me know your thoughts, everybody. What do you think of this news? What do you think is going to happen next? Obviously, we'll see how crypto as a whole responds to this news in the short, mid, and long term. But we're here for it, everybody. I appreciate you. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe, hit the like, turn notifications on. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.